Hey everyone, my name is Daniel, and in this video, I want to bring to your attention that in the new Copilot Studio experience, you cannot build child agents anymore. And here's what I mean. In the current Copilot Studio, you have the option to add a new child agent. And when you do that, the relationship is classified as a child. However, in the new experience of Copilot Studio, when you go to add an agent, the option to add the child one is no more. Now, from my personal standpoint, this is acceptable. However, I want to walk you through that logic in this video. So stick around. This is very important for managers/directors, administrators, and the agent makers. But first, here's my intro video. So let's get started. Now, if you're coming in fresh on this whole concept of using multiple agents in Copilot Studio, let me give you an overview. The announcement of child agents was done during Ignite of 2024. Then in the following year, which was right around the first quarter of a calendar year, which is January, February, March, this is when child agents went generally available. Now, the important thing is child agent was the very first option made available to do a multi-agent configuration. The only thing was child agents. Now, in the Microsoft build of 2025, that's when the first announcement of adding not only standalone agents, but also going and adding the other ones such as Foundry, Fabric, and also integrating with Microsoft 365 SDK. This is what I mean. See right over here, when I add that, the ability to go ahead and add all of these other ones, Fabric, Foundry, and the Microsoft 365 Agents SDK, this was announced during the Microsoft build time of 2025. The new child agent was done right during Ignite of 2024. So if you go over the entire timeline, this entire concept of adding more agents has only been around for about a year and a half. That's literally how young this entire feature is. So this is just an overview. Now what I want to do is go back into this whole child agents functionality, because this is the one that is going to be removed or not available in the new experience of Copilot Studio. And when it comes to these child agents, I want to point out these three things over here. As far as the first one goes, a child agent is actually not an agent. It is just an elaborated function of a tool. I know some of you are scratching your heads right now saying, what is this guy talking about? So let me show it to you, right? So right over here, when we go ahead and add an agent, it displays itself right here. So you say, I'm going to go and click on this one, all right? This is actually one of the videos I had done a long time ago. I'll put the link down in the description below. But when I come into this child agent, you see this initial look and feel. I mean, you've come into this agent, you've got this left vertical navigation. And what can you do? You can go ahead and add this details. You can go and add some instructions, knowledge, tools, and so on and so forth. But I can't customize this too much. And that is why Microsoft very carefully even explains this as a lightweight version of an agent, which if you take a look at it, they are absolutely correct. This is a lightweight version. But you know why I call this as a tool? It's not something that I came up with. Check this out. You see over here in the three dots of the ellipsis, when I go into open code view, see over here, right here on the top, it says the kind on the top is the agent dialog, but begin the agent dialog in a kind of on tool selected. So you see in the back end, this child agent literally is a tool. Next is it's built into the parent agent. So you see over here, in this parent agent, which I call that as a Lego with child agents, when I come over here, these child agents are all built into this main agent. So when I want to go and do migrations, all these child agents will become part of this agent. However, say at a point, I really liked this Lego colors agent and I wanted to use that by itself as a standalone. You cannot do that. Why? Because it is a child agent. It is built into it. You have no way to go ahead and extract that. So that's the second thing that I disliked. Now, the third thing that I actually liked was the ability to move conversation from one agent to the other agent. Because technically, since it was just a tool, and is directly integrated into the parent one, conversations just flew in from one agent to the other agent, and I didn't have to do any of my own work. Like I didn't have to worry about any variables. I didn't have to go and temporarily save anything. No, the conversation just moved from one child agent to the other one. That was the only big beauty of having child agents, at least in my personal opinion. However, even this problem was solved in the standalone agents. Let me show you that. When we come into this agent where you see this one is standalone agents, and you'd be interested if I show this side by side. So you see on the left side is a parent agent with a bunch of child agents. You see the relationship, it is called as child. On the right side, there is still the parent agent, which is the main orchestrator, but each of these are standalone agents. And that's why under the relationship, all you see is connected. You don't see this child agent. So that's the whole side by side one. All right, so let's get back to the original point. What I initially stated was one of the things I liked in child agents was the conversation just flew from the parent to the child just like that. That feature though was made available in the standalone agent as well after the fact, not during its first release. It was one of the follow-up enhancements. Let me show that to you. When I come back over here in the standalone one, these two checkboxes are appeared. It was pass conversation history to this agent and then trigger a conversation start when calling this agent. The one on the top is the big one. That was something that was not available initially, but now it is available. And therefore, these are the three important things that I wanted to bring to your attention, because the very fact that I can't detach any of these child agents and the fact that it is just a tool was the big reason I never actually used them. I right off the bat went ahead and started creating these standalone agents. And if anybody wanted to just directly access this agent, they are welcome to do that because these are standalone agents. So that was the path that I selected right from the get-go. Therefore, for me at least, where this switch that is happening in this new experience of Copilot Studio, all I can do is connect to these standalone agents is not a problem for me. So this was a technical overview and explanation I wanted to give you first. Now let's go and take a look at what this new experience is all about. Just a quick update. If you wish to support my channel, you have two options. Go to my YouTube channel, click on join, and select any one of these membership options. Keep in mind, you can cancel it at any time. For a one-time payment, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Dan Christian and select either 1, 5, or as many coffees as you like. Thank you for your support. All right, so here we start with the home page of Copilot Studio's new experience. And I'm going to take you to one of these agents that I already have. In fact, this was the agent that I released in the video last week, right over here under these agents. This one over here, North Carolina Department of Transportation agent. That's the example that I used in my video last week. When I go over here, this is where the instructions is added, but on the right side, you see the option for connected agents. So there was a little bit of terminology change over here because it's called as connected agents, and now it shows add a connected agent. In the current Copilot Studio, it's just add an agent. And when I click on it, you see how you want to extend your agent. So some of the terminology changed. So when I click over here, all you see are the standalone agents in this environment. And there are some similarities between the current one and this new experience. So for example, you see these two, I can go and hover over them and I can actually click on them. Why? Because these two are standalone agents that have already been published. However, this one over here, it says it's available. Now, when I hover over it, I can't really select it. Why? Because it's telling me this agent is available in this environment. However, I still need to go ahead and publish this agent at least once. Then it becomes available like the other two for me to go ahead and connect it to my existing agent. So that similarity is still over here. Now, the one thing which would be nice to have, especially in this new experience, is the option for me to connect to other agents from other environments. So whatever name you want to come up with, Microsoft, go ahead and do that. But that would definitely be a nice to have. I mean, definitely factor in permissions. If I already have access to that environment and I have access to the agents, I should be able to connect to those agents over here as well. And some of you may be rightfully thinking, like, why would Daniel want these agents separated across multiple environments? The two big reasons, security and governance. Yes, I want to do multi-agent orchestration, but while the agent is actually being built and worked on, I want to keep it separate. That way, if it's different developers or heck, even different line of businesses, they can still focus on their own agent, not land up touching each other's agent. And the best way for me to control that is across multiple environments. Unfortunately, that feature is not available right now, but hopefully the product group is watching this video as well. But that's basically it. In this new experience, this is all we can do. There is no longer an option to add child agents. So the million-dollar question you have is, Daniel, what should I do right now? And the answer is pretty simple. Stay as you are. If you do have a scenario where you've got a parent agent with a bunch of child agents in it, continue using it as is. Just because Microsoft has released this new Copilot Studio experience doesn't mean we have to immediately migrate over there. As of right now, and just to be clear, June of 2026, we can continue using our current Copilot Studio as is. In the distant future, when Microsoft comes and say, hey, here is your official deadline. By this date, you have to move your current Copilot Studio into this new modern experience, then that time, do a little bit of architecture designing. Take those child agents and maybe infuse it back into the parent one, or recreate those child agents as a standalone agent, because then it's a win-win. You can go ahead and connect that to the parent one, or even use that as its own standalone agent. So as of right now, stay as you are, do not panic, but keep that in the back of your mind. Hopefully this video was useful to you, and as always, keep using Copilot Studio. Hey everyone, my name is Daniel, and I'm a community contributor focusing on all things AI related. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like and leave a comment behind. I love reading the feedback you leave behind, as it really helps me shape my future content. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.